good, your 413 here back in today, and today guys we are here for a brand new series in Forza Horizon 4, a brand new set of updates coming to the game, and honestly I am very excited about this one. We're getting a new feature, plus as well we're getting up to 6 brand new cars, but right now we're going to be going over all of the brand new and returning cars coming to Forza via the festival playlist. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see what Series 21 has in store for us. So starting things off, let's go ahead and take a look at our progress rewards for the entire series. Coming in at 50% completion, we have the Hummer H1, and not the H1 Alpha, just the regular H1. So it's only worth about 470,000 over in the auction house, really not worth anything. And then at 80% completion, we do get a relatively valuable car from the auto show in the form of the McLaren F1, which is worth 2 million over in the auto show. And of course, the F1 is famous for being a center seater. It was the world's fastest car in its time, honestly an absolute beast. Then we move on into summer, which will be starting up this upcoming Thursday, and at 50% completion we have our first brand new car of the series, and that is the number 777 Formula Drift C6 Corvette. This thing has 1,000 horsepower and is driven by Matt Fields. Now Matt Fields' Nissan, I think it's an S15 or S14, I can't remember exactly which one it is, but it is in this game. You can drive his other Formula Drift car, but that one was replaced by his brand new C6 Corvette that he's been using since I think about 2018 now. So we're getting another Matt Fields car, so that is pretty damn awesome. And honestly, this Corvette, I'm wondering if it's going to be able to compete with the Dodge Viper, because the Dodge Viper has been considered to be one of the best drift cars in this game at all. So I'm kind of wondering if this Corvette is actually going to turn out to be a good competition for it, since they're both American front engine sports cars with 1,000 horsepower. They're both just ridiculous things that you would definitely not expect to see in Formula Drift. Moving on to 80% completion, we have the Aston Martin DBS SuperLeggera, which honestly I love this car. I think it looks so pretty, but the thing is though, is we've gotten it so many times, it's absolutely worthless in the auction house right now. You can't sell it for anything. The max price on it is the minimum price at the same time, so it's like not even worth getting rid of. I mean, if you want to get rid of it to make space for your new one, I'd go ahead and do so. But then we have our seasonal co-op trial event where you're able to pick up the rabbit outfit, because of course this weekend it's Easter. We have Easter on Sunday, so it is Holy Week right now. Oh boy, Holy Week during a coronavirus pandemic. So nice. And then moving on to our seasonal playground games, you can win the Aston Martin 177. Now this is available over in the auto show for 1.4 mil. I love this car. I think it's so gorgeous, so gorgeous, and it's like one of like the first hypercars that I remember like ever seeing. Like it is just such a really nice car. Then we move on into our seasonal championships, and we have Wood Friday, which will give you the Alpha TZ2, which is 2.5 million over in the auto show. We have Scrambled Megs, where you can win the Renault 5 Turbo Forza Edition, but it's a Forza Edition, so yeet the fuck on out of here. And then finally, we also have Koenigsegg Hunt, where you'll be able to pick up the rabbit ears to match with your rabbit outfit, because like I said earlier, this weekend is Easter. So leave a comment down below, let me know what are your guys' Easter plans. I'm curious to hear what you guys got to say. But then we move on into our next season, which is autumn, and coming in at 50% completion, we have the Hudson Hornet, which is available over in the auction house, not in the auto show, for 1.9 mil. So it is actually a relatively expensive car, and honestly, I think the Hudson Hornet looks so cool. I wish that we could do more upgrades to it in this game, because if I could like slam it even more down to the ground, and I could take off like all the chrome bits and like just paint them black, ooh, that'd be so nice. It could be such a cool car. If I could chop the roof, like I honestly feel like in like a future Forza game, if they add the ability to chop roofs on like classic cars like 60s and earlier, oh my god, that would be so cool. I would love to absolutely see that. Or even every car. Imagine being able to, like, you know, take like a Renault Clio or something like that and just chop the roof on it. That would, I wonder how that would look, because I remember there was a guy, he had like in EK hatch, and he chopped the roof on that, and it looked absolutely crazy. Like it looks kind of ridiculous in my opinion, but still, you don't see a whole lot of cars getting their roof chopped nowadays, unless they are of course some old classic hot rod, especially, you know, the 3-window coupes. Like, those things get their roofs chopped quite frequently. Like, come on, why can't we chop the roof on a 3-window coupe in this game? Seriously, though. Seriously. Then we move on to our 80% completion reward, and you have the Aston Martin DBR1, which is a $10 million car over in the auto show. So this will definitely be a chance for you to pick up a car that, if you don't already have it, it is worth getting. It really and truly is. In our seasonal co-op trial event, we have another Forza edition, the Peugeot 205, but we're going to yeet it the fuck on out of here. Get out of here, Forza editions. And then we have our seasonal playground games, another auto show car. We have the Ferrari 288 GTO, which is worth 3.1 mil. I love this car, I really, really do, but the thing that's been keeping me from buying it, though, is the fact that it's 3.1 mil, because I should just go buy it, like I should, but I'm getting a free one in autumn, so I'm gonna go ahead and wait till then. Then we move on into our championships, and we have German engineering, where you'll be able to pick up the BMW E92 M3 GTS, which is actually surprisingly expensive. I feel like we just had this car in one of the Forza launches. I feel like it was actually Series 20. You know what? I've got Series 20 pulled up right here. I can tell you, no, it wasn't Series 20. Was it 19? Yes, in Series 19, the 80% completion reward was the E92 M3 GTS. So we're getting it back again. It's dropped down to 8 mil, where in Series 19 it was worth 10 mil. So it really hasn't dropped that much either. It really has not dropped that much either. I guess a lot of people just didn't do Series 19, maybe. A lot of people just didn't do it. So then we move on into priceless Porsches, where you can pick up the Porsche Cayenne, which is only 800,000. So really not worth a whole lot, but it is going to be it's a future classic, because everyone's going to look back and everyone's going to have SUVs of this era, and those are going to be the classics, unfortunately. SUVs, my dudes. I wonder what kind of modifications people are going to do to SUVs in the future. That's going to be very interesting. But then finally, our last challenge in autumn is overnight parts. We're able to pick up a brand new car, and this is the A70 Toyota Supra, which actually has the 7M GTE engine instead of the 1JZ, which I kind of think is a little odd. Like, if you're going to give us a 7MG, like, if you're going to give us an A70 Supra, like, there was a version that had a 1JZ. Why not just give us the 1JZ? It's probably because the one that they were able to get their hands on only had the 7M GTE, and I think the one that they've got has only 207 horsepower. I know the maximum one had 242 horsepower, but yeah, we're getting a brand new Supra. It's not my favorite generation. It most definitely is not my favorite generation. I got a little bit of slack because I said it's got a face that only a mother can love. People were like, oh man, I love the A70 Supra. I think it is the ugliest generation, but that's just my opinion. I'm not a big fan of 80s sports cars, but I used to say that about, like, you know, 60s and 70s cars. I used to not really like them, so who knows? 10 years from now, I might love 80s sports cars. We'll just have to wait and see. Moving into our next season, we have winter, and coming in at 50% completion, we have another brand new car right off the bat, and this is the Mercedes Benz E63 AMG. So this is, honestly, I've seen a lot of people talking about wanting an E63 in the game, and I've never really quite understood it, because, I mean, I get it, you know, there's some Mercedes fans out there, there are some Mercedes fans, but for me, I've always kind of looked at, like, you know, the E63 as a luxury, hoity-toity car, but it actually turns out it's actually the best-selling model that Mercedes has. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that the E-Class, which I think is like their most expensive one, actually was their most expensive, or their best-selling vehicle. I mean, I guess I should know that, because, you know, Mercedes is known with luxury brands, especially here in the US. But we do have the 2013 E63 AMG already in the game, but this one is the 2018, so it's the newest updated version of it. So yeah, it'll be a nice addition here. It'll be a nice addition. It also comes stock with all-wheel drive and a twin-turbo 4-liter V8 producing 612 horsepower. Moving on to 80% completion, we have the 2005 Honda NSX, which is not worth a lot either. Like, a lot of the cars that we're getting this month are not worth a damn. So the 2005 NSX is only worth 106,000. For our seasonal co-op trial event, we have the Ford Falcon Forza edition, but since it's the Forza edition, we're gonna yeet it the fuck on out of here. Get out of here, Forza editions. I'm getting sick and tired of them. For our seasonal playground games, we have the 1973 Pontiac Trans Am. Again, not really worth that much. It's only worth about $250,000. But honestly, probably my favorite generation of the Trans Am. I think it looks awesome. It really does. It really looks good. I don't like the 80s ones either. I just don't like how they look. I feel like they're too boxy, but I might change my mind on that. You never know. You never know. And then we have our seasonal championships. We have Tip the Iceberg, where you can win the Maserati Tipo 61 Birdcage, which is $2.4 million over in the auction house. And I feel like we just got that one too. I feel like we just got the Birdcage. I'm looking through Series 19. It's not there. Was it in Series 20? Yeah, we got it literally for the trial event in winter of Series 20. So now in Series 21, we're getting it as a champion event in winter. oh, great. Then we move on to our next championship, which is Cold Storage, where you can win the 2014 Jeep Cherokee. Again, not worth a whole lot, only about $200K. And then finally, we have Getting Cold Street, where you can pick up the Audi TT RS. This is the 2010 model, and it's not worth a whole lot either, but it is worth $900,000, so it at least has some amount of value to it, which is alright. I'm not mad about that. I actually sold mine. I already sold mine. It's up on the auction house right now. So by the time this video goes up, it's probably already sold, but maybe it's not, and you can go ahead and pick it up if you really want it. Then finally move on to our last season, which is spring, and coming in at 50% completion, we have the KTM X Bow GT4, which is $2 million over in the auction house. And then we also have at 80% completion the Ferrari 599XX, not the XX Evo, unfortunately, which does kind of suck. But I was actually shocked to learn that it's not worth anything either. It is really not worth anything. It's only like 1.4 mil or something like that. And I was shocked because honestly, the 599XX, oof, I love that car. I love the Evo more. I do love the Evo more. It handles so much better. But the XX, when that came into this game, ooh, I was in love. I've always been a huge fan of the 599XX, especially since the original Forza Horizon, Darius Flint and all that. Oh, always love it. For a seasonal co-op trial event, we have the Lotus 11, which I'm really surprised to see. It's $140,000 in the auto show. It's not even like an expensive car over in the auto show. And then our next challenge for seasonal playground games as well is the same way. The number 11 Ford F150, which is $500,000 in the auto show. So it kind of a weak set of trial and playground games there, but it does make up for it in our seasonal championship, because our first seasonal championship, Highly Sprung, I believe that this is the car you can win. I'm not entirely sure. It just says Renault Clio, but judging by the picture, it shows the Renault Clio 197, and that is actually surprisingly expensive. It's like 13 mil. It is quite expensive over in the auction house. So if you got one of these and you're never tuned it or never done anything like that, you can make a nice pretty penny if you plan on doing this championship in spring. That is very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Then we also have Old Habits Die Hard, where you can pick up the Koenigsegg-Regera, which is 1.9 mil in the auto show. And then finally we have Ferrari Rocher, where you can pick up a brand new car. No, it is not the Ferrari Portofino that we guessed in our clue thread. It is something even crazier. It is the Ferrari 599 Formula Drift. That's right, we are getting the Formula Drift 599. I am so excited about this thing. I have been wanting this car to come to Forza for quite some time. This thing is just an absolute beast. It has 900 horsepower from a 6-liter V12. And I believe that's actually the stock engine. They wanted to keep it stock engined, you know, at least, and not turbo or not supercharged, because they wanted to keep that sound. They wanted that naturally aspirated V12 sound. That's a whole reason they did it, which is absolutely crazy. The one thing is, though, is apparently they've been having problems with it. The axles break pretty easily. Like, they have broken tons of axles and CV joints, and the car just does not like drifting. And I'm not surprised. Ferrari built this and engineered it to be a race car. You know, sliding it around on a track. Like, I mean, you know, driving it around on a track is fine, but sliding it, I am surprised it's lasted as long as it has. But like, the things on it though are like super expensive, because they took out the standard clutch and transmission and they replaced it, and the clutch alone is like $30,000. Like, it's just ridiculously expensive. The parts for this car are absolutely wild. But that's kind of why I love it. It is the craziest Formula Drift car out there. I mean, I think the only thing that might even challenge this is that Huracan that one guy's building, because that's crazy. Or B is for build. I know it's not a Formula Drift car, but I'm sure it will be someday. He's got a Huracan with like a twin turbo LS. Like, just, I want to hear that thing. I want to see that thing. I probably should look up B is for build again and kind of look at that video, but honestly, I am so excited about this 599. I really and truly am. So anyway, though, that's where we're going to wrap things up for today. If you guys want to, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at twitter.com/Grip13 and Instagram.com/Grip13. And if you like this video, go and make sure to hit that like button down below for us, because you guys already know your support is so greatly appreciated. And make sure to subscribe for more videos coming out all the time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out. Bye.
Say goodbye. Nice.